here. Okay. So last week also we have done something about cost accounting material. I told you there are various factors, elements of materials, and various elements of materials are there, like material, labor, and expenses. And here in this chapter, we shall study only the material portion. We shall study the material portion. And here, what we shall study about material portion, how we are to control the materials. And at the same time, I told you about inventory. What is inventory? I told you about inventory and material, and the controlling techniques are same in both. So this is part 2 lecture. Let us proceed a bit more. And if you want me to take one more class in the week, I am always ready for you, but you have to join me. The students have to join me. Then I can take one more class in the week according to our convenience, and weekly one class is allotted to me now. So let's continue. So I have described already what is material and what are the material management, what is material management, what is control of material, at what point you have to control, like purchase you have to control, after purchase you have to store the material, you have to control that, then you have to value the material issues. What is it? See, after you purchase the material, then you keep the material in a storehouse. And from the storehouse, materials are taken to the factory. That is known as issues, material issues. So when you transfer the materials from storehouse to the factory, that is known as material issue. And you have to put some value in this. You have to write some value. You can tell me, sir, what is the meaning of putting value? There is already a value because you have purchased and there is a price for that. We can write that price only. But dear students, here lies one big chapter will be coming here. This is the problem. You have purchased the goods, raw materials, and that purchase price is recorded. That's fine. And that is taken from storehouse to the factory. And that purchase price can be recorded same price. But problem is that you have purchased materials on different dates, and you have purchased materials on different dates at different prices. So when you take the materials from storehouse to your factory, means when you issue the material from your factory storehouse to the factory, then different prices of purchase are available to you. Which purchase price you shall take? So that is a problem. So valuation of material issues. Some other teacher is teaching, I think, this valuation of material issues. There are a lot of systems, methods. Actually, that is, I'm not taking right now in this topic. Some other teacher is teaching. Like, still I am just telling you to make the concept clear. One is FIFO, first in, first out. While pricing the material issues, you can take the first in, first out. What has come first, you issue that price first. Then LIFO, last in, first out. Standard price, base stock, average price, different types of systems are there. So those things are in a different chapter. And those methods are known as valuation methods. Valuation of what? Valuation of material issues. Issues from where? From storehouse to factory. So these all points, all stages have separate control system. Like I told you, LIFO, FIFO, etc. also controlling system. When you purchase, there are controlling system. Inspection, then purchase right goods from right person at the right time, at the right price, at the right quality and right quantity. All these things are there. See, whole of your cost accounting chapter is coming to my lecture here in a short. And then all these things you'll be getting one chapter. When you purchase the material, keep in store. In store also, there are lots of systems of controlling the raw materials. And that is for controlling, because this material should not be wasted. This material should not be stolen. This material should not be eaten up by insects. The material should not be spoiled. All these things are there. So for that, you have to make records. So storing of material in a godown is not sufficient. You have to record. And those recording, there are two things. I can tell you this, if you hear my theory lecture, then practical classes will also be easy. So there are two types of records are there in material storehouse. One is bin card, bin bin card card. Another is stores ledger. In bin card, we record how much goods are purchased on which date, how much goods are issued to factory on which date, and what is the quantity. So only quantity and what is the balance on a particular date. These things are recorded in a bin card, and bin card records only quantities. But at the same time, there is one more stores ledger account. In stores ledger account also, we record when you purchase the material, when you issue the material, how much is the closing stock of material, all these things we record. But at the same time, along with the quantity, we write the value also in storehouse, store ledger. So there are two things records actually, bin card and stores ledger in storing of materials. These things you have to learn, or some teachers are teaching you maybe, but these are the controlling systems. So since I'm talking about material control, that's why I'm referring to these things only theoretically, but practically you have to learn how to prepare bin card, how to prepare stores ledger, how to value the material issues, how to make the account under FIFO method, under LIFO method, under average method. All these things are there in practical. So we are going to learn these things. And what is material? I told you material is some commodity which is going to be converted into finished product in the factory. So that is raw material. And inventory includes both raw material and finished products, all these things. So these are the materials I told you: raw material, component, tools, spare parts, etc. And materials may be of direct material and indirect material. I told you, suppose you have purchased a shirt. In producing the shirt, cloth is the direct material. But in the producing the shirt, lubricating oil or consumable stores, those things are indirect material. So this way materials are direct and indirect. So you remember this way, detail we shall learn later on. And even in labor I told you element of cost. Another is labor is also direct labor, indirect labor. And one more is expense is also direct expense, indirect expense. But here we are learning only material. And what is inventory? I told you all tangible property held are inventory. Tangible property held for sale, or tangible property held at the production for sale, or in the ordinary course of business, whatever you purchased and in your store room, these things are there. You may not be manufacturing, but whatever you purchased for sale are inventory. Then you have kept some goods, some materials for consumption in production, or goods or services for sale, including maintenance, consumable stores. All these things are machinery parts, all these things are inventory. So inventory is a wider term, material is a narrower term. So material is included in inventory, and both material and inventory have to be controlled properly, and those things we are learning. So these are the different types of inventory. You can see these things. You can write these things from the video, from my video. You can write these things also. You pause and keep on writing. That will help you in making the good practice. You can write these things also from your book. So what the inventory includes: raw material, then store spare parts, work in progress means goods which are not completely produced, finished goods, components going into production, consumables, all these things are inventories. And what is inventory material control? That also, here I stopped that way. So from here I am starting today. See, what is inventory control or what is material control? This thing has come today. Here I am starting today. Earlier things I have revised. So inventory control can be defined as systematic control and regulation of purchase, store, and uses of materials in such a way so that is to maintain even flow of production, at the same time avoiding excessive investment in inventories. You shall please write. No need to write now. From my video, you write these things. Pause and write. So what is inventory control or what is material control? It is beautifully defined as systematic control of what? and regulation of purchase. Three things are there: purchase, store, and use of materials. Purchase, then store it, then use the material. These things should be properly controlled. Why control is necessary? Because if you do not control, then sometimes there may be more of purchase. When you purchase more raw material for your factory, and then your money is blocked. When you purchase less material, your production is hampered. So there should be even flow of production. You should not purchase too much raw material. You should not purchase too less raw material. And if you purchase too much raw material, there will be excessive investment in inventories. Excessive investment means, suppose you need raw material of rupees 1 lakh. You have purchased raw materials of 10 lakh. So that is okay. There is no problem with raw material. You can use it anytime, but you need only materials of 1 lakh, but you have purchased materials of 10 lakh. So unnecessarily rupees 9 lakh is blocked in the materials. That should not be. Every rupee has a cost. You should not unnecessarily block the money. So these things we,
Hello.
yes. Anybody wants to ask anything? Are you hearing me? Anybody tell me, hearing me? One person unmute and talk to me. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm hearing you.
Your name, please.
Prangshu, Prangshu, sir.
Okay, is good going? Good going?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All good.
Actually, my class starts from this slide. Earlier things I have taken last week. My class starts from this slide only. So please give attention here. So material control is very easy to understand, and there are lots of mathematical calculations which we shall take later on. But theoretically, you should understand exactly what is inventory control or what is material control. See, regarding material, three important things are there. You think, this is very systematic thinking. You purchase material, you store material, then you use up material and nothing else. These three stages. Think of your kitchen also. You purchase rice, dal, vegetables, that is purchasing stage. Then you store them in your kitchen or in your fridge maybe, and then you use it. So beautifully thinking, right? You do not purchase too much of fish and meat and block your fridge. There may be once money is blocked, and another, these things will be rotten, wasted, spoiled. So all these things are there in material control. As in your kitchen, same thing in your factory, same thing is there. So we have to learn how material can be controlled. And there are, now I'm going only by theory, there are some practical methods of controlling the materials. Practical methods are there. So those things we shall learn step by step, and maybe something is started also. So why material control is necessary? Why? The answer is, there should be even flow of production. Production should not be hampered. Suppose sometimes you do not have rice at your house, then you cannot cook food. You shall be starving. So you should have rice. But if you purchase too much of rice, then your money will be blocked and rice will be spoiled also. All these things will be there. So your kitchen should flow conveniently, even flow. Your factory should flow, and these are the things. And material can be defined, control can be defined as systematic regulation of stock levels. Within different stock levels are there. These things we are going to learn in your course. These things are also there. But now listen to my lecture lively without taking much of calculations part and much of stress right now. And after this, when you go for calculation part, I'm sure you will find it very, very easy. So what is material control? I have told you, and what it involves. Material control involves what? What are the things? Number one, this includes inventory planning. Inventory planning. What is inventory planning? You plan your inventory. You make a planning how much inventory or how much material you need in 1 month, or in 1 week, and then you, according to your plan, you purchase it. Then you plan how to store it. Then you plan how to use it. All these things you have to plan. That is, inventory planning has to be there. So it is very, see, meticulously, point by point, I am describing to you, and I hope you are understanding, and that you make the note. And remember, if points are not clear to you, you cannot do anything. So I've taken very small way, tiny points, these concepts I want to make clear to you. Then you feel confident and make notes from the book, and you can study and appear in the exam. And number two, there are two things. One is inventory planning, other was decision making. These two are very, very important. Inventory planning. Planning is one thing, decision making is another thing. So you plan, and when you plan, different options will be there. Different options, you take the best option. That is decision making. You have to take a lot of decision, like when to purchase the material, how to purchase the material, how much to purchase the material, and from whom to purchase the material, which quality to be purchased. All this decision you regularly take in a company. So this is actually a matter of inventory or material control. These types of decision making. Students, please concentrate and understand these things clearly. And this is very easy to understand. But if you do not go systematically, only then you shall find these things very tough. If you go systematically, you will find it very, very easy. Okay, so I told you decision making with regard to quantity and time of purchase. Then fixation of stock level, how much to purchase. I am telling you in fixation stock level, one point here, how much to purchase. Like, if you purchase too much, money will be blocked. If you purchase too much of raw materials, you need more of storeroom, godown, and godown has a rent that will increase, wastage will increase. And if you purchase too less, then maybe your money will not be blocked, but maybe your production will be hampered. So exactly how much to purchase, that is the fixation of stock levels. And there may be a 15 marks question on fixation of stock levels. Let me tell you in a simple way, and later on you can write big answer. One is maximum level. Maximum how much stock you can purchase. Then one is minimum level. Minimum how much stock should be there. Another is reorder level. Means if stock comes to this level, you place new order, reorder. Then safety stock level, at then danger level. So many list of, you know stock levels are there, and there are formula. We are going to learn mathematical formula also, and this is very interesting. So these things are in course also, but I am talking about material control. You can say material control includes decision making regarding fixation of stock levels. What is your maximum stock level? You decide, and that is material control. What is your minimum stock level? You decide, that is your inventory control or material control. Then maintenance of stores record. Next, I told you also, after you purchased, how much to purchase, how much to store, all these things. After you purchase that amount of goods, quantity of goods, you have to keep in the store. And simply keeping in the godown is not enough. You should maintain record. And these records are known as stores records. Dear students, I advise you to carefully listen to me and just think about these things. You will find whole factory management will be in your brain. And when all these things are in your brain, there will be mind map in your brain. And then whatever chapter comes, I'm sure you can tackle very easily. So there will be a linkage of chapter to chapter. Now, maintenance of stores records, I told you that there are two types of stores records. One is bean card, other is stores ledger. In bean card, we record only quantities like purchase, then issue, then balance. Only quantities. But in stores ledger, we record both quantities and value and price. These are the things some other teacher, I think, teaching you also. And if it comes to me, I'll be teaching you. But theoretically, you should know these things. Many students think I should do only practical problems, not giving mind to theories. This is very bad. Theory coordinates all the chapters and makes the concept clear. And then you practice also. Continuous stock taking. What is continuous stock taking? This is a concept, regularly you have to not only can maintain your record, not only purchase a store, but you have to check, keep on verifying your stocks continuously, whether it is as per record or not. There is a record, fine, but in physical quantity, whether it is same or not, you have to take your record in hand and measure quantity physically. These things we have physically done, you are not doing till now, but I have physically done in my CA article chip. I have traveled different companies and I have taken, this is physical stock taking, verification, all these things. You have to see the stock quantity physically and then reconcile with the records. So anyway, the continuous stock taking, these things are included in material control. If anybody asks you exactly what are the things done in material control or inventory control, you shall say it involves two things mainly: inventory planning and decision making. Decision making regarding these things: quantity, time of purchase, fixation of stock levels, maintenance of raw store records, continuous stock taking. All these things are in material control or store inventory control. These things are there. So up to now clear? Up to now clear? Anyone may tell me? Anyone may unmute and talk to me? Anyone may unmute and talk to me? Kalpajyoti? Kalpajyoti?
Yes, sir.
All this now it is clear up to now?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So please keep on listening. I'll take up your doubt also, no problem. Now in material control, what more things are there? Please note it. In material control, there are two dimensions. Two dimensions are there in material control. What are the two dimensions? Number one is quantity control and number two is financial control. Please remember, there are two dimensions of material control or inventory control. Quantity control, you have to control your quantity. Quantity should not be too much, quantity should not be too less, quantity you have to maintain. And financial control, you have to control how much money is involved, how much money is blocked there. These controls are there, you have to maintain accounts. So I mean, taking up these things again. Next slide. Let's see what is. Yeah. Then there are two aspects of material control. Again, two aspects. If you go by aspects, there are two aspects. What are things? One is accounting aspect. Other is operational aspect. See, in financial accounting, so long you have learned whatever accounting HS first year, second year, apart from cost accounting and management accounting, whatever accounting you have learned or learning so long, these things are, financial accounting. What is financial accounting? Let me tell you, financial accounting is that accounting which records only past data. That is financial accounting. Now, in cost accounting, there is financial accounting is also there. The result is there. But it is related to future estimate also. And in management accounting, totally future estimate. Now, in material control, there are two things, two aspects. You have to maintain your accounts. At the same time, you have to maintain your stock operation. Stock operation means you purchase the stock, carry to the store. From the store, you take it out. This is operation. From the store, you take to factory, and in the factory, then laborers are there again. They are using. This is operational aspect. So there are two aspects, accounting aspects and operational aspects. And then please note it, what are the needs of material control? This is very important question for exam. What are the needs of material control, or what are the objectives of material control, or what is the importance of material control? Please take a screenshot here. And what are the functions of material control? Please take a screenshot. Later on you can see. So these are the same answer: need, objective, importance, and function. Same answer. So what are these? Number one, to ensure availability of adequate material. Adequate material means exact amount what you need, that much amount should be available. That is the need of material control. Number two, optimum use of resources. You should not waste resources. You should use exactly what is necessary. So that is material control. Suppose you have taken too much food and you have eaten up half and wasted half. That is very bad. You should use optimum. So there should be some control. And here also this material control helps in optimum use of resources. Then reasonable price of acquisition. When you purchase the material, you should purchase at the right price. I have told you. Then whenever you have something, out of that little bit something is always wasted, but your wastage should be minimum. There should be minimum wastage. Wastages should be checked, controlled. Then avoidance of spoilage and obsolescence. Spoilage, you know, spoiled goods get spoiled due to accident or whatever be spoilage. And obsolescence, you know, OBSO, LES, CE, and CG. Those who are in HS first year class of mine, you have found how I taught obsolescence. OBSO, LES, CE, and CG. What does it mean? If you have purchased a mobile of 10,000 rupees today, after say 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1 year, 3, 4, 5 months or 1 year, you'll find what you purchased at 5,000 today, it will become 3,000 after 7, 8 months. You know these things. So due to involvement, due to evolving of new technology, old technology loses value. That is obsolescence. You know these things. This is a reason for depreciation. Obsolescence you have learned in HS first year also. So this obsolescence should be avoided. You should not purchase too much of certain things, because these things may lose value after some days. So you have to calculate this thing also. This is material control or inventory control. Suppose you are a mobile seller. You have purchased too much of mobile of MI or something. Too much. You have purchased too many. Huge quantity of purchased. And after 1 year, lots of mobile sets are there and nobody is purchasing from you, because during this time, new mobile set has come up and the mobile set that you purchased has lost value. So there will be huge loss due to obsolescence. So you have a good idea about the market, about the new invention or new technology coming in, so that you can avoid the obsolescence related losses. Then production planning, material control helps in production planning. You can plan your production, how much to produce, when to produce, all these things. Then reduction in carrying cost. Do you know what is carrying cost? Anybody can tell me? Carrying cost and buying cost, two things are there. These two are very, very important for practical questions. I'll be taking up later on. But can anybody tell me what is carrying cost and what is buying cost? Anyone, please unmute and tell me. Carrying cost of material. One person, please. Be quick. Prachurjo. Prachurjo. Palpajyoti. Nobody's hearing me. Nobody's hearing me. Hello? What happened? So remember, carrying cost means holding cost. When you purchase, carrying cost is not transport cost. Remember, don't confuse. Carrying cost means holding cost. When you purchase the raw materials, then you keep in the store room. Then the interest on the money which is blocked, interest on the capital which is blocked, then room rent, then watchman expenses, and all these expenses maintenance are included in carrying cost. And buying cost means ordering cost, and how you purchase, order, that is cost. So nobody is hearing me now. Hello? Hello? Nobody is hearing me? Yes, sir, hearing. You could have told me. I've stopped the sharing. You could have told me. Anyway, now this time is also over. And if you are interested, I can again restart same link. Should I restart? Actually, what happens when I share the screen, then I cannot see the chat box. That is the problem. I could not see. Anyway,